Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am Ivy. Good morning, classmate. My topic is on about child rights. And in this lesson, we will able to know the definition and meaning of child rights, the importance of child rights, the history of child rights, and types of child rights. Child rights meaning and definition. To understand the right of a child, we should know who is a child and what are their rights. There may be different opinions or understanding about the meaning of a child depending on their situation and contexts, such as a child is a person who have less experience, a child is dependent on adult, a child needs care and protection, and a child has less understanding about do's and don'ts related to them and to the society. What is child's right? In the previous slide, we came to know who is a child. Now let's understand what is child's right. But before knowing it, let's discuss what is right and why it is important for a human being. In simple words, rights are the basic needs of a common human being which leads to their survival, development, and protection with dignity. Rights are common claims which are essential for every human being to survive and live. Rights are applicable to all people irrespective to their age, sex, caste, class, race, religion, and region. Now, the history of child rights. In 1924, the League of Nations adopts the Geneva Declaration on the Rights of the Child, drafted by Eglantine Jebb, founder of the Save the Children Fund. And in 1946, the United Nations General Assembly establishes the International Children's Emergency Fund from the UNICEF with an emphasis of children throughout the world. And in 1948, the United Nations General Assembly passes the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, in which Article 25 entitles Mother and Children to special care and assistance and social protection. And in 1959, the United Nations General Assembly adopts the Declaration of the Child of the Right of the Child, which recognizes among other rights children's rights to education, play, a supportive environment, and health care. And in 1966, with the International Covenants of Civil and Political Rights and on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights, United Nations member states promises to uphold equal rights, including education and protection for all children. And in 1989, the International Convention on the Rights of the Child is a treaty adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in 1989. It is a landmark achievement for human rights recognizing the roles of the children as social, economic, political, civil, and cultural actors. And in the year 2000s, the United Nations General Assembly adopts two optional protocols to the 1989 Convention on the Rights of the Child. Well, in overall, I could say that the the very I could see that the 1989 child rights is the first legally binding instrument for the protection of the rights of the child, which came for the four principles of the convention includes the social, economical, political, and cultural of a child. We have here the right to survive, right to participate, right to what what else? The right to protection and right to development. Now, on the last topic, the types of child rights, we have here the right to survival, right to development, right to protection, right to participation. First is the right to survival. Well, the right to survival is, I could say that it is necessary for the existence of the child, and under this, the right of a child needs the parental the parental the parental guidance and child's evolving capacities. We have also the right to be registered at birth, the right to be identified, or the right to identity, to have an identity, and the last one is the right to live with parents. Now, next is the right to development. Right to development is to ensure that a child is given all the opportunities to develop his or her potential. Under this, the right to development, the right to be educated, which aims to developing the child's personality, talents, and mental and physical abilities to its fullest extent. Then the right to learn and use the language, customs, and religions of their family. And next is the right to protection. Right to protection is to protect from all forms of violence, abuse, and neglect from children. And right to protection from child labor, drug abuse, exploitation, um, abduction, and any other forms of exploitation. Then right to participation. Right to participation is that it guarantees a child is heard and given in any decision making process that affects him or her constitute to participation, and it covers the following: right to express their feelings, their wishes, and right to freedom of expression, opinions, and to access all the kinds of information. And my source and my source on this is from the government and non-profit slideshare.net, Introduction to Child Rights, dated December 21, 2019. And that would be all. And that would be all, and thank you for listening.